Hat down, Jim!
Whether it's to the top of Africa on Mount Kilimanjaro, the bottom of the Grand Canyon, or across the Pacific Ocean at Alcatraz, our kids overcome every obstacle that's put in front of them, and they all succeed. And that success leads to confidence, and that confidence is a tool they'll use for their whole lives.
So when we did our first group hike, I realized that this trip was going to be a lot harder than I thought it was going to be.
To prepare, we did like hikes for 6 months straight.
So as a team, it was our time to get together and figure out how to use trekking poles, how to hike together, know everyone's paces.
The biggest aha moment for me was all the different visual impairments. We really had to work together to figure out how we could guide.
I had a communication in the beginning where we had to talk. I had to tell her every step we were taking. I had to tell her exactly what was coming up. Her trust in me and vice versa. We had to build on that.
Some people had to drop out and some new members were joined. And it's really an all year round mentality of getting ready for the trip. Rafting the Colorado River in the Grand Canyon is about as exciting as it sounds. I had never been whitewater rafting before. It was everything I had dreamed of and more.
Before we got in the water, it started raining, and then we thought it would calm down, but then it got stronger, and then there was hail.
That's some of the biggest whitewater in North America, and we got to go down it. We had a paddle boat, and then we had 5 oar boats.
And then all of a sudden you see the milkshake, as I like to call it, because it's the muddy Colorado River, and all of a sudden it's just these huge, vivid rapids. It's these big, fluffy, wide open spaces, and you're just cruising down it.
In the corner, we hit this rapid, and our guide goes, "I've never seen that rapid so big before." And so we hit the biggest rapids of the trip, and we're paddling, so we all can't see, and it was just the best moment.
Get up there! Get up there! Paddle! Paddle! Oh, that was fun!
So the day we had to hike out, it was actually raining, and there's a lot of low clouds. So for me, when there's a lot of overcast like that, it's really even more difficult to see. And so I had to trust my guide even more so.
We start hiking out. Clouds are everywhere in the canyon, and we start to realize that the kids, this is what they experience because they can't see the views.
I was able to see clouds move for the first time, and I had never seen a cloud move. So because we were in the canyon, it was pouring rain, and it looked like a combination between Jurassic Park and Lord of the Rings.
Ramon Rabago had some trouble in the very beginning of the hikes back in November. He was the first one out of the canyon and waiting for everybody climbing out of the canyon. And at the top he was chanting, "We're going to Mount Everest next year. Come on guys, Mount Everest."
When I started, I was like really bad. I was like, I couldn't even make it up a small mountain, and now it was easier. It was like nothing when I walked out of the canyon.
By the time we're walking out of the Grand Canyon high-fiving each other, You know, and it was emotional, and people were hugging, and it was just a long 6-7 month string of training and work and overcoming different things.
Confidence comes from being successful. Successful comes from challenging oneself and overcoming those obstacles in that challenge and coming out as a winner. So we take kids to many places and challenge them to do things they never thought they'd do. And every one of them have done it. It's remarkable when set to the challenge how they overcome and get it done.